This short story is called Cottage, Amidst Winter. Tap, 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 tap. Crack. A shuffle came from within the cottage as the tapping abruptly stopped. With a pause, the door creaked open against the howling winter outside as if crying from what was to come. For a moment, all that could be heard was the wind throwing around wisps of snow and the sharp crackles of the well-fed fireplace from inside. But the calm was short-lived. The cottage began to shake tremendously once, then twice with the thundering of iron boots upon the floorboards. The snow laying upon the roof fell in blankets onto the banks below. The stomping grew between one another, slowing to a halt. The sound of metal buckling against itself rang out. The whine of stressed and bowed floorboards, forced to hold the weight of the intruding man, echoed against the cottage's walls. The tension was broken by a violent crash of buckling wood that shook the towering trees, sending flocks of birds to the sky with panicking flits and caws. A man's graveled gasp rang out, filling the air with dread. Moments passed in silence as the air chilled to a frostbite in anticipation. A creaking, venomous chuckle split the atmosphere, and a woman's voice, aged further than the warped walls of the house, croaked, "Death comes for your soul, as you had sent for mine." The woman continued with a splintering bitterness, "Though unlike you, my soul will leave in the grasp of my own will." A heavy chuckle and cough, soaked in blood and carried weight for too many years, regurgitating itself out into the howling winter beyond the cottage. The winds deafened all for a moment until the woman found her breath. "You have been reduced to the wanderer, seeking death's hand. But I shall choose my own final breath with my own fingers." The ancient voice paused for a moment and spat out, inked with pure malice. "Unlike a pathetic, withering rose thorn as you." The snow began to fall in heavy blankets, muffling the following words to a throaty mumble. The clouds above darkened and swirled in preparation of a storm, as if wishing to shadow the scene that unfolded. Lightning fractured the sky with sudden brutality, and a wet crackle of flesh and bone being forcefully ripped open echoed the thunder. Eerie silence followed. The fireplace's logs popped with warmth and then surrendered to the lifeless cold. The snow continued to thicken the air as if it wished to cloak the cottage in pure white, hiding it from the world. Peering into the door met a gruesome sight. Two unmoving figures laid on the splintering floor. One of the mountainous men, covered from head to toe in nearly seamless steel plating that had dozens of dents beaten onto it. The other, a gaunt woman, wrinkled beyond a human lifetime and wrapped tightly in crimson robe. Her blood, harmoniously red, flowed in ripples from her chest, where the thin bone of her rib cage was caved and cracked inwards. Blood coated her arm to her elbow, and her hand was forced to where her heart should have rested. Okay. Oh wow. Where her heart should have rested. I would not want to be there. I'm definitely, it's like I'd have been gone. Honestly, the first time she started talking, I'd have been gone.